All right, so listen. So the Baltimore Ravens are playing against the Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl winning NFL team. Let's break this down. We're going to listen to a couple of days ago Lamar Jackson as he talked about his preparation versus the defending Super Bowl champions. Let's get into it. All right, so let's kind of go ahead and get into this interview from a couple of days ago and what Lamar Jackson had to say about approaching the game tonight against the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's kind of get started.
So Lamar, getting Mark Andrews back there on the practice field. What over the years, why do you think he has been such a good end zone, red zone target for you?
End zone, red zone, down the field, on the sideline, making catches, just all around, man. He just got a great feel for the game, um, and he make my job a lot easier. And I can say a lot about Mark and what he does for this game, but man, he's just a great all around tight end.
Hey Lamar, how do you feel to have his new back in the building?
Have the hoop. Oh, Snoop. Oh man, it's great to have my brother back in the building, man. Great to see him, man. Cut his hair, different approach, look a little like mature, but it's great to have my brother back, man. Definitely.
Lamar, two-part question. How much of a relationship, if you have any, with Patrick Mahomes, and just what do you see from him on the field that makes him unique, and what do you take away from his game?
I don't have a relationship with him. I don't think I have a relationship with any quarterback.
So Lamar Jackson said in response that I don't have a relationship with Patrick Mahomes. And come to think of it, he said that I don't have a relationship with any quarterback. Let me say this, man. Let me just say this. I miss the days. I think in one of the aspects in is to being great at what you do, and in this case, to being one of the best quarterbacks in this league is to kind of somewhat ingratiate yourself a little bit. It's not saying that you have to be best friends, but that's what made Michael Jordan great. That's what made Kobe Bryant great. They were not too prideful. And I'm not trying to say that Lamar Jackson is prideful, but they had this uncanny ability to fraternize or socialize with other great players. And they were not afraid to learn from them. Because I believe that there's something that you can take even if you just ask a question or being around them, and you'll be amazed the little bit of information that you can get can be the starting point of you getting over that hump, a la Lamar Jackson, because I believe there's something that you can learn from Patrick Mahomes because the man already has won what, three or four Super Bowl championships. So there's something that you can learn from him by actually developing some type of relationship with the guy. That's just my opinion.
In the league, I don't take anything from it, anything from him. I just play my game. But he's a great quarterback. I'm gonna say that
Now you can play your game all you want, and I'm not trying to take shots, but you can play your game all you want. But at the end of the day, the way you played in the AFC Championship game, you blew it. You made some crucial mistakes in that game. So playing your game is not going to get you over the hump to get to the Super Bowl. You need to learn from your mistakes and learn from someone, get some type of intervention, so that way you can get over the hump to get to the Super Bowl and possibly win and be a Super Bowl champion.
he's a great quarterback. He has the accolades to prove it. But man, he made things happen on the field that make his team successful. I can say that.
Lamar, what's the biggest challenge to playing out there in Kansas City? We know it's going to be amped up week one, but historically, you played out there, you played some great games. What's the toughest thing about playing there?
We just not in front of our crowd. The whole game is not like the whole Raven flock there. But I know it's our fan base is always traveling with us, but it's just not our crowd. That's all. That's the biggest difference, and I'll say that.
You know, the noise.
Well, when you say not playing in front of your crowd, but you also have to say that you're going to be playing against a Super Bowl team that has experience, that has a great coach, that has great players on the field, on offense and defense, that have good offensive schemes, defensive schemes. Come on, man. It's more than just the fans. The fan, it plays a role, but you also have to say, man, you're playing against a very good team. And damn it, they're the Super Bowl defending champions.
How do you as a quarterback handle all that noise?
Just like any other environment, just stay poised, stay locked in, listen to the calls, walk up to the line when I make my checks and let my line know what we're doing, stuff like that.
Lamar, what was your reaction when you saw this game come up on the schedule? You knew you were playing the Chiefs, but for the NFL to make this a season opener means they obviously think a lot about this matchup.
I'm approaching like any other game, but it's the start of the season, so we got to make a great impression for the first game of the season.
When you say you're approaching it like any other game, revenge won't be on your mind at all. I'm sure it'll be on the Ravens' flock's mind.
I mean, any game I play, and I feel like it's a revenge game, so I'm not just going to look at this game like a revenge game. Anybody we play, no matter if we beat them or lost to them previous years, I just want to win.
Okay, Lamar. Okay, Lamar. I got to call Cap. I understand that's your response, and that's your response you want to sound to the media, but come on, man. Every competitor, this is what you want. The first game of the season, presumably that everybody is healthy. This is what you want, is to prove that you can beat the Kansas City Chiefs. You wouldn't want it any other way, to play them in the first game. This is what being the ultimate competitor is all about.
Pretty much have winning records against pretty much all the teams and quarterbacks. Mahomes and Kansas City is the one team that's kind of been the opposite. Any motivation for you at all?
Like I just said, that's pretty much similar to that question. I'm approaching every game the same way. I want to win regardless. Win, lose, or draw previous times, but every game motivation to me.
Mar, what are your emotions when you put in the work that you have this offseason? Be 4 days away from the season kickoff. How would you describe your emotions?
I'm ready to go. I've been going against my guys for weeks. It's time to go against someone else.
Mar, it's always been about the Super Bowl for you, as far as you have to this point in your career. Is there anything you take away from that run going into this season?
Oh, man, just, we was close. But we got to get back where we was. And like I always say, finish Thursday night.
Come on, man. Come on. Lamar, it starts with you being the leader on that football field, making smart decisions, not turning the ball over. It starts with you. Let me tell you something. When you are the leader of a team, you have to take the onus, take accountability, learn from your mistakes. It starts with you. When you go back and you watch that game, what you can take from last season is it starts with you. I cannot make that interception on that drive. I cannot turn the ball over on that drive. I have to make sure that I am not going to beat ourselves. Accountability.
They blitzed you guys at a lot of it.
And we almost over with this, guys. We almost over.
3 or so percent of the time on your passes. Curious, like when you look back on that, what's the challenge of dealing with that, and what did you kind of take away moving forward to this next game?
Man, it was all type of things that went on in the game that we felt like that could have worked for us went our way. Getting the ball out, certain things that went on, like we missed certain things throughout that game, and it was all type of things. I just can't pinpoint them blitzing us because we picked them up sometimes, here and there, all type of things. We could have did better that game.
Mark, kind of play.
Okay. I've heard enough. I can't wait to watch the game tonight to see what Lamar Jackson and his team have learned from last season in the AFC Championship game. Hopefully, he plays to the level where I know he's capable of playing. But the difference between Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes is that Patrick Mahomes made plays that won the game. That's the difference. And Lamar Jackson did not make plays to win the game. So it's going to come down to whoever is able to make the big plays and whoever put the most points up on the board. Yes, defense does matter. Absolutely. But it's going to come down to the trenches of the quarterbacks, whoever's going to be able to make enough big plays to win the game. Y'all let me know in the comment section who y'all got tonight, the Baltimore Ravens or the Kansas City Chiefs. And you know my motto, always keep your head on the swivel. Stay tuned.